Edo State is unarguably Nigeria's best kept investment secret. Endowed with the human, material, and locational advantage to galvanize investments from across various sectors of the Nigerian economy, Edo holds the potential to become Africa's most prosperous sub-national. With an underperforming economy that was largely agrarian, the state's growth trajectory was severely hampered. In 2016, when Governor Godwin Obaseki took on the saddle as the chief executive of Edo State, it was clear that a lot of changes were required if the state was to have a fair chance at survival, as Governor Obaseki had had a clear vision to transform Edo into an economic hub. It was certain that there was a pressing need to recalibrate the state's economy and retool the business environment to attract private capital. One of the critical interventions to achieve the radical change Governor Obaseki sought is the Alaudaru Summit series, a yearly gathering of private investors in Edo State to fashion out policy directions and reform pathways to improve the state's competitiveness among its peers and enhance the ease of doing business.
The future which our people seek is that we should continue to encourage and reconcile ourselves with the present to advance into the future. That is the rationale for this summit titled Alaudaru. We have decided to mark our first anniversary not in the traditional manner of self-adulation and commissioning of projects. Rather, we chose to use this opportunity of this celebration to mobilize intellectual and resourceful acumen of our people and friends so that we can strategize and envision a future of a state that is prosperous and productive.
This led to the establishment of key private sector facing initiatives such as the Edo State Investment Promotion Office, geared towards easing the inflow of investment, boosting investor confidence, and coordinating policy actions to leapfrog the state to economic prosperity. Readying itself for investors, the state government transformed the civil and public service by initiating lasting institutional reforms to retool and digitize the service to make it nimble, responsive, and functional. With this, the civil service has been made to respond swiftly to the needs of investors and deliver optimal public service to Edo people. Governor Obaseki acknowledges the need for a strong human capital base to drive the state's economy. This is why he invested heavily in human capital development with the Edo Basic Education Sector Transformation Edo Best program. Under the program, the state has recorded tremendous changes at the basic education level. Not less than 15,000 teachers have been trained to deploy technology in delivering lessons to over 300,000 pupils in public schools. The World Bank and the World Economic Forum have recognized Edo State as a leading subnational in tackling learning poverty in the world. The state has experienced improved security since the rollout of the Edo State Security Network, with a strong technology backbone and a vigilante system, which is working closely with federal security agencies to boost intelligence gathering and strengthen community policing. Skills development has also received a boost. The Edo State Skills Development Agency, Edo Jobs, has trained over 100,000 youths in in-demand skills for the workplace and also coordinates technology hubs such as Edo Innovates and Edo Tech Park, which is training not less than 15,000 youths in software engineering in the next 5 years. With challenges of access to land being a major barrier to business growth across Nigeria, the government established the Edo State Geographic Information Service, Edo GIS, to digitize land administration and fast-track the issuance of certificate of occupancy and other land-related transactions. Edo State is also repositioning itself as a sports hub with investment in sports infrastructure. The Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium has been reconstructed and fitted with world-class sporting facilities. Mini stadia have also been constructed across Benin metropolis to boost grassroots sports development. The Betsy Obaseki Women Football Tournament, BOWFT, one of the iconic sports competition in the state, is hosted by the Edo State First Lady, Mrs. Betsy Obaseki. It has received accolades from the World Football Governing Body, FIFA, at its 72nd Congress in Qatar for promoting women football in the world. With its rich material endowments, which include solid minerals, over 1 million hectares of arable land, and substantial oil and gas deposits, it hosts some of the biggest companies in Nigeria, such as Dangote, Bua, Wakot, Okumu, Presco, among others. The state's location as a gateway to South-South and the Niger Delta, as well as main artery connecting northern Nigeria and southern Nigeria, makes it a hub for business and transport. The Benin Inland Port, Benin River Port, and other transport terminals and other potential investments in the sector are poised to leverage this unique advantage to drive growth. In the wake of these reforms, policy changes, and expert interventions, which have recalibrated the state's business environment these past 6 years, the state has attracted notable investors who have leveraged the sanitized business environment to locate multi-million-dollar investment in the state. Some of these investments include the largest oil palm development program in Africa, with over 120,000 hectares under cultivation. Investment in this scheme, known as Edo State Oil Palm Program (ESOP), is valued at $500 million as of 2020. The 5,000 hectares integrated cassava farm by Saro Group of Companies, a sprawling cultural district attracting world-class investors in hospitality and tourism. The oversubscribed Edo City Mall, the 6,000 barrels per day Edo Modular Refinery, the 2,500 barrels per day Dupont Midstream Refinery, Dufil 11,000 hectares integrated farm plantation. One of the star projects attracted by these landmark reforms by the Governor Obaseki-led administration is the 95 megawatt Osioma Power Project. The plant today powers government buildings and establishments such as the Secretariat Complex, hospitals, Government House, and the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. It also serves the government's street lighting initiative, improving security and providing illumination for the state's booming nightlife. Osioma Power provides electricity to industrial clusters in the state, notably the Benin Enterprise Park and other private companies that have connected to its distribution network.
So what it has meant is that government spending on power is significantly reduced. That's number one. Number two, the work of government is significantly enhanced. We're getting 24/7 power, computers and everything. Then the street lights means that the number of hours of economic activity in the city has been significantly extended. Then of course, all the places where we currently have street lights, I'm sure you will see that the security situation has improved. So it's pretty clear. Secondly, there are a number of commercial enterprises based on following the relevant guidelines and the licensing who are connected to our system. And of course, all of those places are benefiting economically. Then in addition to that, the interesting thing is that a very, very large number of customers who are connected to us, the commercial customers, actually are brand new. So the production center, for example. And because what that means is that we are finding situations where a lot of people are having the confidence to now start up new enterprises on the basis of having steady 24/7 power at a commercially available rate.
Another notable investor in the state is Saro Africa Group of Companies. The company has commenced injection of $250 million worth of investment into the state's economy. This includes an integrated farm for raw materials to serve as feedstock in Nigeria's food and beverage industry. Saro Africa is one of the first companies to benefit from the state's tax credit scheme. Under the scheme, it has constructed major roads linking various communities in Ikboboka local government area of the state. The tax credit scheme provides a viable window for existing and potential private investors to undertake infrastructure projects in exchange for tax credit.
So if you are going into plantation agriculture, one of the very main things that will be a problem and a platter of gold solution for you is the land. So it's massive land, and Edo State mentioned that, and it matches with our strategic plan. So Edo wanted to do unique program in oil palm where sustainability will be the driving point. And Saro, we have always been known for sustainability. So we have our record. We are the first to do organic cocoa in Nigeria, to do a lot of things. So it just came handy. And again, I conclude by saying it's a marriage made in heaven.
Edo State, first of all, has all the resources that any agro-business would require. It has good soils, it has good rain, it has various bioclimatic regions. You know, we do oil palm and rubber, for instance, but it is not restricted to those. You know, the whole of Edo State lends itself very well to being an agro-industrial zone.
But there has been quite an influx of people trying to come to Edo State to invest. You know, especially in the area of agriculture, which is where we are, we know that people have been coming. And that's because of the mindset of the government. They've been able to back up their words with action, visible to everybody that they mean what they say. And that's been encouraging to existing investors and potential investors.
Edo State has taken the bold steps in reforming its systems to attract private capital in the last 6 years. Bold investors who have taken the great leap are today reaping the benefits and are even expanding their investment portfolio in the state. Edo surely is Nigeria's most viable investment destination. Our doors are open for more investors to tap from our human, material, and locational advantage. We are ready for business. Why not invest in Edo today?